Hello and happy Black History Month, everyone. This is the State of the District with our Superintendent, Dr. Nathaniel Cunningham Jr. Dr. Cunningham, let's talk about this great month of February, which is Black History Month.
Black History Month. Let's talk about voice for Black history. We've struggled as a people for years to get our voice heard. One of the great victories that we had was the Voters' Right Act of 1965. And that gave us the right to vote. And we've had challenges with that because everybody doesn't vote in every election, whether that be state, local, or presidential. Some of the examples that we have is, in 2016, 55% of the voting age population voted. That's a little higher than in 2012 when only 54% voted. But in 2012, we had a difference because approximately 2/3 of the black vote, or 66% of black voting age people voted, as opposed to 59% in 2016. I give you these numbers to think about your voice. I don't care who you vote for, but I do care that you vote. Statistics say that the voting voice is loudest from older people and for people who have means. I think it's important that we all vote. And I think it's important that we don't let social media influence you not to vote. We don't let commercial televisions influence you not to vote, or even an acquaintance to steal your right to vote. Be heard. Make sure you vote. Make sure you vote. That is our small part of Black history this month. Thank you.
Cunningham, obviously, like we were saying, this is all about Black History Month. The civil rights movements, Rosa Parks, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., they made sacrifices in the age of segregation. They put themselves out on the front line so that children like the ones in our district had the right to an education, had a right to an equal education without segregation. Reflect a little bit about how important those people were in history for what we have now.
Well, we started earlier talking about the Voting Rights Act. You could also go back to the work that they did with President Johnson and the Great Society, ensuring that we had a war on poverty and not a war on people. The challenge that we have today is taking a district like ours that is mostly African American and giving everyone there an opportunity to be successful. And that success really stems from the ability of our students to be exposed to the proper curriculum and have the proper support to be successful. We've been able to do that over the last year. For the first time in our history, all 3 of our buildings are at commendable status. And commendable is one step under the top status, and we plan to continue to work there until all 3 of our schools are at the top status. We have here International Baccalaureate, Advanced Preparatory. We have everything that our students need to be successful, and we continually work to make sure that they're exposed to it. And that work has ensured that our students are successful.
Absolutely, and it shows with all of the academic programs and everything that is offered in District 205. There is a great effort being made in making sure that the best education is being provided. And also, now that we're on District 205, we were awarded a very big property relief grant by the state of Illinois. Care to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, I do. Thank you. One of the greatest challenges we have in the state of Illinois is that most of our taxes are based on property taxes, which means that our homeowners, our renters, that is the lion's share of money that is spent by the district, by the schools. And that is a heavy burden for many of them to be able to carry. And our state representatives have worked very hard to find ways to reduce that burden. Now, this is our second year, actually, of receiving the tax property relief grant. And this year, it's about $3.8 million, and it's going to result in about $75 per taxpayer, a rebate there. And then, of course, we had the same thing last year, which was more like about $3.9 million, so a total of $7 million over the last 2 years. But that $7 million replaces taxes that were done by individuals so that they can pay less, and the state is paying more to ensure that not only do we reduce the burden, but that none of our students feel a reduction in services, because we have great needs, and you know, our state actually rates those needs. And we get 62% as a district of what is needed to actually educate the child to the top level. And once you hear that, you know we're doing a good job with our finances, because it is a challenge.
Mhm. And I think that this just comes back to voice, where you're saying we have 62% of what we need to educate our students, but yet we're still offering them such great education. But the more we speak up, the more we make our voices heard, whether that's through voting or going to conferences or whatnot, that's how we're going to get all the funding that we need for our students.
I agree. You know, we still have some great challenges in our district. Probably the first one is to actually see the facilities that we have here. You know, people hear about us, they don't know what we have. You know, I'd love for you to come and walk through the weight rooms, to see the many different programs we have. We have full band programs at all 3 of our buildings. We have swimming available in all of our buildings. We are here to make sure that we serve our kids in the best way possible. And each one of those experiences connects our students with our schools so that they will be able to do better in their education.
Well, Dr. Cunningham, thank you for the State of the District address. We really appreciate it, and happy Black History Month to you.
Thank you so much.